Welcome to the SCP Foundation. Our mission is to keep the public safe from anomalous items, entities, and occurrences. In order to accomplish this, we have enacted a series of special containment procedures unique to each anomaly. While you may be familiar with many of our SCPs, I can assure you that what you know is only the tip of the iceberg. Please enjoy your time in our archives and remember the three most important words: secure, contain, protect.
Welcome back to the archives, everyone. I am your host, Mr. Sean, here with another installment of lesser-known SCPs, where instead of hearing about the statue or the flesh that hates for the umpteenth time, we will be talking about the lesser-known entries in the SCP Foundation. As always, our first 4 entries will be safe for work, while our 5th entry will be a little spicier. Let's continue. Our first entry is SCP-2571, also known as Cragglewood Park. Object class is Euclid. SCP-2571 is a recurring childhood memory of a non-existent theme park called Cragglewood Park. It is said to affect about 0.05% of the world's population, and its vector for spreading is unknown, though the file notes that the most commonly affected are children who were raised as single children. While descriptions of the park vary, there is always one thing in common, that it is plant-themed, and that there is one ride, a carousel. A ride which none of the people interviewed ever got on. The file contains several interviews, and if you read between the lines, you realize there might be more to this carousel than meets the eye, and that these people might not have always been only children. Up next we have SCP-4448, the Elk in the Lake. Object class, safe. SCP-4448 is an abnormally large humanoid skeleton with the skull of the extinct elk species Megaloceros giganteus. It stands 2.5 meters tall and wears a cloak of black feathers which fully conceals its body, exposing only its head. Its antlers measure 3.65 meters from tip to tip and are adorned with various small objects of cultural significance from many parts of the world, including Native American dreamcatchers, Christmas and other holiday ornaments, and tourist keychains. It is fully capable of human speech despite lacking the necessary organs. This SCP lives in a lake in Ireland. When someone enters the lake, the SCP will emerge from the bottom of the lake up to its shoulders and offer the subject a deal. SCP-4448 will ask the subject for a trinket to add to its collection, and if pleased with the subject's offering, it will hang the trinket from its antlers and share a story with the subject. If it denies the subject's offering, the offering will sink to the bottom of the lake and the subject will be asked to leave. The stories offered by this SCP are fable-like in structure, substituting humans for sentient animals, and often end with a clear and present moral. Subjects report feeling a very personal connection to stories told by SCP-4448. These stories are often found to directly connect to a substantial event that has previously occurred in the subject's life. Most subjects report to have learned something from the exchange. Now, this deal is available only once per subject, and it has shown the ability to recognize past subjects many years after the initial deal was made. It will become agitated when approached multiple times by the same subject. If it is provoked, the lake will raise in temperature to 150 degrees Celsius and dilute to a darkish red color. This effect typically subsides between 25 and 45 minutes after the subject has left the area. I just think this one's cool. It's a deer skeleton creature that tells people stories in exchange for trinkets. Isn't that's kind of nice? That's a friendly monster I can get behind. At number 3, we have SCP-4153, known as Vincent Price Presents It Came from Site 9. Object class, Heater. SCP-4153 is an acting troupe comprised of animated wax figurines portraying monsters and villains from classic horror cinema. Notable examples include the werewolf, Frankenstein's monster, Count Dracula, and Professor Henry Gerard, as played by Vincent Price in the film House of Wax. They are active throughout North America and appear at haunted attractions. Common venues include amusement parks, boardwalks, traveling carnivals, and strip malls. During their performance, instances of SCP-4153 use wax to alter their appearance, produce props, including fake blood and gore, and even manipulate wax objects from afar. Several instances were arrested in 1993 and were locked up at a Foundation Site 9. Interviews with each of the arrested monsters can be found in the file. Shortly after they were processed into the facility, there was a catastrophic containment breach. During the follow-up investigation into Site-9's containment breach, all on-site personnel were found to have had their skin and vital organs surgically extracted, then replaced with wax. Autopsies determined that although this occurred several weeks prior to the initial recovery of SCP-4153, all personnel remained alive up until the day of the breach. All instances of SCP-4153 remain at large.
And we are coming for you.
At number 4, we have SCP-4477, Leave Room for Jesus. Object Class, Keter. SCP-4477 is an anomalous humanoid resembling common American cultural depictions of Jesus Christ. It is currently in a coma and cannot be safely roused. It is believed that its anomalous properties allow it to remain in this coma indefinitely, and it has been for the past 25 years. Once per week, on either Friday or Saturday, an active event will occur. This begins with SCP-4477 saying the name of a specific youth social gathering in the southeastern United States, along with enough information to easily locate the party. The SCP vocalizes as such exactly 6 hours before beginning of said social gatherings. All mentioned gatherings have been planned at least 72 hours in advance and involve the communal consumption of food. In all occurrences, the average age of the attenders of these events have been under 23 years old, and have been attended by at least 10 people. During these events, SCP-4477-1 will manifest whenever any two individuals of opposite biological sex are closer than 30 centimeters apart. SCP-4477-1 are physically identical to SCP-4477, and will manifest 1 to 2 meters behind the couple of opposite biological sex. Instances will physically intervene between the couple and then say, "Leave room for Jesus." They will then remain immobile except to remain between the couple, demanifesting when the couple moves more than 30 centimeters apart. Please note that this only occurs when two people of opposite biological sex are in near proximity to each other, regardless of any actual sexual or romantic attraction. Opposite sex couples who have a purely platonic relationship, are of the same social gender, or are legally married are still affected. Couples of the same biological sex, even those engaged in any form of copulation, are never affected. Also, the specific states affected are Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Tennessee. So if you happen to be at a youth gathering in one of those states, remember to leave room for Jesus. I hope you are enjoying our trip to the archives today. Please remember that while the SCP Foundation has nearly unlimited funding, I, Mr. Sean, do not. So if you like this channel and would like to see it grow, please consider joining my Patreon or heading to one of my many sites, eBay, Etsy, or Mercari, and maybe purchasing a mini or a collectible. Thank you. And finally, at number 5, we have SCP-4269, known as Fuck with the Lights Turned On. Object Class, Safe. SCP-4269 is the collective designation of several cognito-hazardous undergarments created by Inevitability Industries. Any subject who wears an instance of SCP-4269 is known as an instance of SCP-4269-1. Subjects who view SCP-4269-1 instances will perceive them as a person they would consider their ideal standard of sexual attractiveness. This anomalous effect extends to all senses, including touch, taste, and smell. An abridged list of the various tests on these subjects and the results and what we have learned about this SCP can be found in the file. I highly recommend going and reading it. This concludes our trip to the archives today. Please see yourselves out.
We hope you have enjoyed your time at the SCP Archives. Please refrain from touching any SCPs on your way out. We at the SCP Foundation sincerely hope that you all have a great day and an even better tomorrow. Goodbye.